Tonight, from the Superdome in New Orleans, it's Week 9 of the NFL on EA Sports. As we'll see Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Superdome here in New Orleans. Tonight, it's a good Week 9 matchup here on a Monday night between the Baltimore Ravens and the New Orleans Saints. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They're led out by the ninth-year starter out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
And he's certainly putting together an MVP-type season, leading the league in both passing yards and touchdown passes. There have not been too many defenses that have been able to stop him or even slow him down. So he's got his sights set on another big game right here.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all. Challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They run it again with Kamara. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 16 more on that one and another first down. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Successive penalties have them looking now at a 1st and 20. And boy, again, they won't get this off in time. Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Carr, and he's got the hook up to Landry. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Carr going to throw. Got an open man. It's Olave. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 16. Into the red zone. It's Carr. That's taken in by Callaway. Touchdown! Marquez Callaway. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Carr will look to throw. It's caught. And it's 8-0. Interesting. I mean, they're putting their foot on the gas here early, going for 2 to go up 8-0.
Well, after that drive, you have to believe that they thought to themselves, if we can do that, what's another 2 yards? Let's go get those and get 2 points as a result.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here come the Ravens, and that means here comes Lamar Jackson, league's MVP and an All-Pro in 2019.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins to about the 33-yard line. The numbers for him from a week ago, 21 carries, 59 yards.
There were some signs of life from their ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Linemen can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane. If they do that, they should get some better numbers produced this week.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Jackson. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
Open man down the field is Landry. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Carr now on 1st down. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Kamara up the middle. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. And a solid run down inside the 30. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. The Saints at 5-3 now on the year, and they come in playing some pretty decent football, 5-3 over their last 8.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Shotgun now for Carr. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Throwing now is Carr. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. To throw is Carr. The quick slant caught. Touchdown, Saints. Chris Olave from 10 yards out. And the Saints go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Dennis Allen going to go for 2 here. He's leaving his offense out on the field. They'll look to throw, and they're going to get it. That one's caught. And now the lead moves to 16-0. I think we're sensing a trend here. 2 first-half touchdowns. After going for 2 after the first score, CD, I thought maybe they would kick the PAT here. No, they get 2 more.
No, they decided to really press the advantage because, remember, getting the 2 after the first score, you've already got the other team back on their heels if they're going to mount a comeback. But to go up 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions, you've really got them thinking on the other sideline.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are. But let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. This defense for the Saints, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. Now it's Jackson. He'll dump this off complete to Dobbins. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And, boy, this defense, again, really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And he'll get this one down to about the 17.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson doing it himself from 9 yards out. And the Ravens are able to cut into that deficit. Tucker with the extra point, and that trims the lead down to 9. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr.
And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
And they are 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for...
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, 73 yards.
And the Ravens are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Kamara.
And only a couple there up to about the 23-yard line. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And he is going to have the Saints 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Carr. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Saints. Making 4 touchdown passes now for Derek Carr. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it is stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over it.
And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From the 10. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Again, Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
From the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, you know, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Now it's Jackson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Dobbins running out of the gun. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Guess who? J.J. Watt, as he so often does, getting in there to wreak havoc. On 2nd and 12, Jackson. Open man is Duvernay. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Jackson. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Scotty Miller, 51 yards. And the Ravens are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. That time a 6-play drive. And it was concluded on the touchdown pass to Scotty Miller. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Well, certainly one of the leaders of this offense. There's Jarvis Landry as this crew gets ready to go again.
It's really been a blistering start to the season for him so far. He's on pace to blow past 1,000 yards. The good receivers, it's interesting, though. You put action.
Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A big-time play there for New Orleans. And even 40 yards.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw caught by his receiver, Hill. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Here's Carr. Olave holds it in. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. They run. It's Kamara. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
The quick slant caught. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Carr. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taysom Hill. His 1st touchdown on the year as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Looks good on the extra point, and the rout is on here in this 1st half. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well. That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Carr. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Touchdown! Chris Olave with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Saints extend their lead yet again. In the 2nd quarter, and already his 2nd touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this 1st half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Tough there, good pass, hit the hands, he just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere, seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. The play over before it really got started thanks to Pete Werner. Now on 2nd and 13. Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay. That'll give him 8 that time. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
They bring the pressure as he gets this one away. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Now that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Jackson. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 33. Jackson options out left. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Jackson from the shotgun. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Throwing is Jackson. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. Tucker's kick is good, and now they'll just need 4 touchdowns as the deficit is now 28. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, it might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. But that shouldn't matter a great deal as they still lead by a bundle here. I guess I got to hand it to him. That was, that was ambitious.
Well, that's one way to put it.
An option handoff here to Dobbins.
And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson to throw.
A slant route caught by Bateman. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. Tucker's kick is good. And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And a big-time mess on the return. He's out of bounds. He won't even get this back to the 5-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Carr now on 1st down. Going for the deep ball.
And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. He's going to look deep now for Landry.
And a high throw there as this is knocked away. Down to the ground and incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Carr. He's going to try and go deep again. He's got a man complete. He's at the 30, 10, 5. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Chris Olave
on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Saints will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. The busy night continues for Kamara. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 54 yards away. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Marcus Mariota, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. James Conner, well over 100 yards on the ground with a pair of touchdown runs. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Kareem Hunt, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race, very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. From the 10. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. They'll get 4 on second down, but it leaves them with third and still 9 to go. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Chris Olave heads back to the field as his guys get set for another possession. Where he stands right now, as you see, already over 1,000. You have to think 2,000 is a... Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9. Carr. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Marcus Williams.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Carr to throw.
Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It was Cameron Jordan who came in and got him.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12.
Jackson going to run again.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? To throw is Jackson.
And that one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
Tucker's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. He is knocking on the door for 100 yards in this ball game.
And it's so important. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal, just short of it, a little bit over. A little bit over feels better to everyone. Offensive line, running back, team totals. Just something magical about breaking that barrier.
He's right there on the doorstep now. Now it's Kamara in the passing game. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 109 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now Carr. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
And the Ravens Ravens are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter, it would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Now they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. David Onyemata, excellent effort, and he earns a tackle for loss.
They're having issues right now getting that running game going.
I wonder if maybe adopting some of the college run game would help here, because we're still at that stage where you have a bunch of guys saying, I don't know about what the colleges do, and the college stuff is working in the NFL. Bigger line splits create some more natural running lanes, might help the offensive linemen get better angles in their blocking scheme.
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. P.J. Williams with a pick, and the Saints are going to get it back here just past the 35. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. They complete it to Hill. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch it, turn upfield, and pick up the 1st down.
Here comes the Saints punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual. Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground and how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now Jackson going to run. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. A give. Dobbins trying the right side. And he'll take this to about the 24, a gain of 3. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Jackson. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Here's Jackson.
He finds Bateman over the middle.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
Jackson running again.
And once more, this play going in the wrong direction. The Saints get to him behind the line again. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14.
Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Jackson now. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to kick it away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10.
Well, the focus goes back to Chris Olave, the Saints offense.
A monster game so far, 3rd quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers,
yeah, absolutely,
who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Carr. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a 1st down. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Second and 11.
Carr now to throw.
Open man downfield is Hill.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 40. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Carr going to throw. That's complete over the middle to Callaway.
And he's going to get this down near the 25. Well, big with still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Olave over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. And that last throw puts him over 5,000 yards passing now on the season already. Some rarefied air with numbers like that.
Well, don't keep the oxygen just for yourself. Pass some over to me, my friend, because given the fact he still has a number of games remaining on the schedule, that number is going to go sky high.
Now left side on the swing pass. Touchdown, Saints. Tony Jones, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Saints will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they've built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent, and they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Lutz with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told, and it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. Off the option, here's Edwards.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Now Jackson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. It was Justin Houston who got him down. Second down, another shot for Jones.
And now a fumble. The ball's out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line.
And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
To throw, it's Carr. Hit as he throws, and the ball is out. It's a live football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. From the 29, Jackson. They'll find Miller. That's complete. So the completion good for just 3. And now 2 yards to go on third down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football.
So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty. Now it's Jackson. Flushed out right. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
So here are the Saints to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10.
Up the middle, Jones. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Again, it's Jones. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now that's how you start to get back in the good graces of your head coach. Remember, he fumbled on the last possession. How about the faith they showed him, giving him the ball again, and he repaid them, picking up a first down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Here's a give to Jones running left. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now they'll throw with Carr. And it's caught. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Tony Jones with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Saints add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. On 3rd down and short and everything well executed, he not only gets the first down, Charles, he gets the touchdown as well.
And you see the defense commit to the run so often in these situations. There's always that little bit of hesitancy, isn't there, partner? Thinking that they may play action you. They took advantage of that hesitancy and found their way into the end zone with a running play.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Back to throw. Jackson. And he's taken down here by the Saints. David Onyemata busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
You can almost see all the defenders rubbing their hands together with glee because we all know they relish the chance to bring down a quarterback of his caliber. Anyone who brings him down has plenty to talk about. Not just a sack, but a big win built up the efforts of this defense.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They're going to look to throw. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Chris Olave heads back to the field as his guys get set for another possession.
So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
Do you want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know.
Throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go again to Jones.
And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
The Saints on third down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 8. An inside give to Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Consecutive gains of 1, 2, and now 3 yards brings up 4th down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Oh, now he's stripped. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's got some space here. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Tony Jones with his 3rd touchdown and 18th on the year.
And the Saints continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th. Well, where our booth is here, we can see all of the writers to our left. And their post-game stories, Charles, they have been filed for some time because this game, boy, is it lopsided.
Yeah, we can see our guy Scoop. He's even got his fedora tipped over his face. I think he's taking a nap now. Nothing left to write for him, but how gratifying has it been for them to see what they've done in practice and carry it into a game and see the execution be so good. They've got to feel fantastic about what they've accomplished in this one.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now it's Jackson.
Open man is Duvernay.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. Looking to throw. Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews.
And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
To throw again is Jackson.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailed by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Oh, now he's stripped. He lost the football. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown.
Well, it's been a tough day, but they finally were able to get one into the end zone, and maybe the offense will feel a little bit better about itself going into next week.
And if you're a coach taking that into next week, I know you're upset, but it is a little bit more respectable, somewhat of a moral victory, right?
Yeah, they probably won't say a lot of that to the team, but it is true. It's something for them to build on, and then they can call their mom and tell her, hey, Mom, for your fantasy points, we got you a few down the stretch.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
Taken at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here.
I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do go and get more, oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out.
And here's Jones again on 2nd down. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. Brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
126 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned.
On second down, it's Jones. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. So far, it's 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Saints, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my brother.